You ever feel like you don't really belong anywhere? Like you walk into a room and everyone's laughing, talking, fitting in, and you're just standing there, a shadow pretending to be human. It's not that they hate you. No, it's worse. They don't even notice you exist. And that's the kind of pain nobody talks about. Being invisible in a world obsessed with being seen. But listen, don't confuse being unseen with being weak. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones nobody claps for. Sometimes not belonging means you're meant to build your own place. So tell me, are you just going to stand there waiting for them to invite you in? Or are you ready to break the damn door yourself? You know, belonging isn't just about having friends or a group. It's deeper. It's wired into our biology. Humans are social animals, right? From the beginning of history, survival meant being part of a tribe. If you were alone, you starved, you froze, you died. So our brains learned to crave connection, like oxygen or food. That's why rejection hurts so much. It's not just feelings. It's your brain screaming that you're in danger. Crazy, huh? But here's the thing. Society never tells you this. They'll make you believe you're broken for feeling lonely. No, you're not broken. You're just human. But being human doesn't mean you have to beg for a seat at their table. It means you can build your own table. And maybe people will come sit with you. Or maybe not. Either way, you'll be free. Think about it. Society sells you this perfect picture of belonging. The school wants you to fit in. The office wants you to be a team player. Even family pressures you to act a certain way, just so you don't embarrass them. Belonging becomes less about who you are and more about how well you can perform the role they wrote for you. Is that really belonging, or is it just acting? It's funny, isn't it? People talk about authenticity, but the moment you show your real self, they label you as weird, broken, or too much. So let me ask you, how much of you is actually you? And how much is just a costume stitched together by other people's expectations? Scary question, right? Because if you take the mask off, will anyone still want you around? Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain treats social rejection like physical pain. Seriously, there are studies showing the same parts of the brain light up when you're left out of a group as when you burn your hand on a stove. That's why loneliness feels like it eats you alive. It's not in your head, it's in your body. Your heart rate changes, your stress hormones spike, your immune system even weakens. Being ignored isn't just sad, it literally makes you sick. And yet, what do? We scroll, we compare, we beg for likes, thinking digital approval will cure the ache. But does it ever? Or does it just make the silence louder when the screen goes dark? You ever notice how every system depends on your hunger to belong? Schools teach you to sit still, raise your hand, follow rules. Not because they care about your spirit, but because they're training you to fit into the machine. Governments wave flags, sing anthems, make you feel proud of borders you didn't choose, because if you feel you belong, you'll obey. Even companies talk about family culture, please. It's not family. It's profit wrapped in fake hugs. They know loneliness is deadly, so they sell you belonging like it's a product. Buy this brand, join this club, vote for this party, and you'll feel like you matter. But do you? Or are you just another number keeping the machine alive? Tell me, when was the last time you truly felt seen without having to pay the price? Let's be real for a second. How many times have you twisted yourself just to be liked? You laugh at jokes you don't find funny. You agree with opinions you secretly hate. You hide your pain because you don't want to look too heavy. And every time you do that, a piece of you disappears. Slowly, quietly, until one day you look in the mirror and realize you don't even know who's staring back. That's the cost of chasing belonging. You can lose yourself. So let me ask you something. If you have to erase your soul just to fit in, is that really belonging? Or is it just slow suicide? Look, I need you to be honest with yourself. How often do you pretend everything's okay, just so nobody asks uncomfortable questions? You smile, nod, say, "I'm fine," while inside your thoughts scream like sirens. It's exhausting, right? Living behind a mask that fits everyone else's expectations. And the worst part, you start believing the mask is you. So tell me, can you even remember what it feels like to exist without pretending? To just breathe without censoring yourself? That's the core of not belonging. Not the streets, not the people, not the labels. It's the war inside your own head between who you are and who the world wants you to be. Here's the thing. Loneliness isn't your enemy. It's a mirror. It shows you who you are when nobody's applauding. Most people run from it, fill it with noise, distractions, scrolling. But if you face it, really face it, you start to see patterns in your own mind. You notice the lies you tell yourself. You notice the fears that chain you. And then, you have a choice. Do you keep running, hoping someone else fixes your emptiness? Or do you step up, stare at the void, and say, "I'm not perfect. I'm not enough for everyone, but I can be enough for me"? That's the first step to real belonging. Not the fake kind society sells, but the one that grows from inside, rooted in self-respect and courage. All right, let's try something. Close your eyes for a second. Don't worry, I'll wait. Picture a room full of people. Now imagine none of them notice you. No smiles, no nods, no hello. It's silent, empty, cold, scary. Good. That's the fear of not belonging. Now breathe. Feel it. Don't run. Ask yourself, why does it scare me so much? What am I really hiding? Most of us are scared because deep down we believe if nobody accepts us, we aren't worthy. Here's the kicker. Worthy doesn't come from others. It comes from you staring back in the mirror and whispering, "I am enough." Do this every day, even for 5 minutes. And slowly, the void stops being a prison and starts being a canvas. A place where you create your own rules, your own belonging. Here's a little challenge for you. Ready? Take a notebook or your phone or just your mind. Write down 3 moments this week where you acted to fit in, not because you wanted to. Be honest. No excuses. Now, next to each moment, ask, what would I do differently if I only cared about myself, not their approval? Feels weird, huh? Exposing yourself like this? That's the point. The mind hates being honest. It wants distractions, noise, safety. But courage grows in that uncomfortable space. Every time you question why you bend, why you hide, you're teaching yourself freedom. And slowly, your belonging stops being a borrowed suit and becomes something you craft with your own hands. Think of it as reclaiming your territory inside your own soul. Sometimes I wonder if we are all just actors trapped in our own heads, performing for a crowd that doesn't exist. The masks we wear, the routines we cling to, the smiles we offer, none of it is real. yet it feels necessary, as if survival depended on pretending. I've walked streets crowded with people and still felt completely alone, like a ghost drifting through someone else's life. And in that solitude, I've discovered a strange clarity. The world's expectations are chains, invisible yet heavy. Every should, every you must, every fit in is a weight we carry, convinced it defines us. But the truth, the terrifying, liberating truth, is that nothing defines us but our own choices, our own willingness to face ourselves without flinching. And so I write, not to be understood, but to untangle the knots in my mind, to explore the darkness without pretending it's nightless. Because sometimes, the only belonging we can trust is the one we forge in silence, with the raw honesty of our own broken thoughts. You don't have to be like everyone else. You don't need their approval to walk through life. Some people will try to shape you, push you, label you, but that's their fear, not yours. Being yourself doesn't mean being reckless or cruel. It means knowing your values, your limits, and your truths. And yes, that also means noticing your flaws. Not to beat yourself up, but to improve, to grow. Life isn't about perfection. It's about honesty, effort, and learning. Every time you catch yourself reacting out of habit or anger or pride, ask, is this who I really want to be? If not, change it. No excuses, no waiting for others to notice. You are your own teacher, your own compass. And that is the most freeing, the most powerful belonging you can ever have. Building yourself isn't a straight path. It's full of mirrors showing parts you like and parts you don't. Sometimes you'll stumble, act selfish, or stay silent when you should speak. That's normal. That's human. The key is to notice it and decide, do I keep repeating this or do I change? Change doesn't mean erasing who you are. It means sharpening what's good, softening what hurts others, and learning to trust your own judgment. A strong personality isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet, consistent, aware. It's the courage to stand alone, to admit mistakes, to fight your inner habits that hold you back. Every choice, every moment of reflection builds the person who belongs to themselves first. And once you belong to yourself, the world can no longer dictate your worth. Society loves to shape you quietly, like water carving stone. It fills your mind with invisible rules, shoulds and musts, telling you who to be, how to act, even how to think. The subtle poison is that you start believing it. But here's the thing, you can resist, not with rebellion for show, but with awareness. Notice when a habit is someone else's expectation, not yours. Notice when praise or criticism moves you more than your own values. Then pause, breathe, and choose differently. You don't need to follow the crowd to survive. You don't need applause to exist. Your identity is a garden, and only you decide what grows there. Tend it, prune it, protect it. The stronger you care for it, the less the world can pull weeds from your soul. People will try to push you into boxes. Labels, groups, expectations. They all want a piece of you. It's subtle, quiet, sometimes flattering, sometimes cruel. But your mind, your heart, your choices, they belong only to you. Start small. Notice when you're agreeing just to fit in. Notice when you're acting in ways that make you uneasy. Then ask, do I do this for them or for me? And if it's for them, pause. Change it. Real growth doesn't come from following the rules of others. It comes from questioning, from daring to be different, from building habits that serve your values, not theirs. You don't need to fight everyone. You just need to fight the part of yourself that compromises who you are to please them. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means listening to yourself without noise, without judgment. When you step back from the crowd, the expectations, the endless chatter, you start to hear what really matters. Your thoughts, your fears, your desires. They speak louder when the world is quiet. Use that time. Reflect. Question why you act the way you do. Identify the parts of you that are borrowed from others. Then, slowly, decide what to keep, what to change. The strongest people I've known weren't those surrounded by applause. They were those who could stand alone and trust themselves. Alone, you build resilience. Alone, you sculpt character. And the more you can be alone and still feel whole, the less the world can sway who you are. Your identity is not what others see. It's what you carry inside. It's the quiet voice that whispers your truths when the world is loud. People will try to shape it, criticize it, or erase it entirely. They will tell you who to be, how to think, even what to want. But your identity belongs to you and no one else. Guard it. Protect it. Know it well. Notice when you compromise it for comfort, for praise, for fear of being alone. Every small surrender chips away at who you are. Stay awake. Stay honest. Stand firm. Identity is built in the moments when no one is watching, in the choices you make quietly, consistently, deliberately. The stronger you hold on to it, the less the world can pull you into shapes that aren't yours. Your identity is your starting point. Once you know who you are, everything else becomes easier. You begin to notice what fits you and what doesn't. You stop copying others just to belong. You choose habits, friends, work, and passions that feel real to you. Challenges will come. People will test your limits. But the stronger your sense of self, the less their pressure affects you. Every decision you make with awareness builds your character. Every choice to act with honesty, courage, and patience makes you stronger. Your identity isn't just a shield, it's a foundation. And the more solid it is, the freer you become to grow, to explore, to be fully yourself. I am not defined by their eyes. I am defined by the choices I make when no one is watching. Belonging starts inside. It's the quiet approval I give myself, not the loud applause of others. Every mistake is a lesson. Every failure a step toward knowing who I am. I let go of what doesn't fit me. I embrace what feels true. Strength is in standing alone and smiling at the fear that whispers I'm not enough. Identity is not fixed. It grows with every reflection, every change, every act of courage. I am a garden. I plant what nourishes me, prune what harms me, and protect it fiercely. And in this silence, in this choice, I find freedom. I find belonging. I find myself. It is silence. In this choice, I find freedom. In this choice, I find belonging. I find myself. Thank you for staying with me through these thoughts. If something here spoke to you, let it echo beyond this screen. Support the channel by subscribing and liking. It helps us continue exploring ideas like these. And leave a comment. Share a reflection, a thought, even a challenge you faced. I read every word. Your voice matters. Together, we create a space where honesty and growth are welcome. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and above all, stay yourself.